All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, or not we, but I am going to do something a little bit different to try and put a little story on this. My wife was terminally sick for a while. My next door neighbor about four houses down, she helped me out by picking up my young child from school and bringing her home. And she didn't want to accept any money, so I bought her son one of these exactly like this, a blue and a white one. This is a red cat racing a volcano. And I bought her younger daughter a little something else as well. But I also got my daughter one of these, but I got it in the red. So I wish Red Cat would make like 4 different colors. I don't think it would be all that hard to add maybe a green and a black, in the same basic color combination. So today I'm going to change mine, because for me, with my skills, it'll be easier to change mine, just in case all 3 of us happen to go out and go drive around like we did last year. We went over there in the summertime and we'd kind of play around. I'd let the young boy, he's probably about 10 years old right now. I'd let him drive one of my RC cars and let her, obviously she was driving her own. So I got him one of these and I want to change mine. I'm going to do a little experimentation, but I think I'm going to use that's a maybe. This is a metallic silver, maybe hard to discern that on camera, but a metallic silver, and then a metallic black, which is, the cap is missing. So and the main purpose is, if you look down the stripe, the average person is probably not going to notice this, but if you look down the stripes, you see where the body pin is. Now look over here. All right, so it's not centered at all. And then the same roof line doesn't look too bad, and roof line is actually the opposite. It's like a little bit tighter here and a little bit bigger there. So it's like doing this curve to over exaggerate things. And it must be a sponge or something that applies the paint. And then over here it's tight up against the body pin again, and we got blue paint over here. And there's no painting the inside of it. I'm not going to take the time to try and remove the paint from the inside. However, I think simply taping off the body in certain areas, roughing it up with some fine grit sandpaper, and painting over it, that way any scratches and whatever else will reveal colors underneath it. So let's get started. So the very first thing I want to do, since the windows are good, I guess I want to tape off the windows. I want to protect the windows, and we do even have a rear window. So that's going to be my first step, is taping off the windows. And then I'm going to go ahead and give it a rough sanding. I'm going to call it rough, maybe with 220 grit or one of those green Scotch-Brite pads, such as this one, just to kind of rough up the surface. Clean it with a 71% alcohol, denatured alcohol. Wipe it clean with a lint-free cloth, microfiber cloth, and then tape it and shoot it with a color of paint. I think I want to go ahead and do away with the stripe right here. I do. I think we're going to start with that after taping off the windows. We'll paint the blue black, but I'm going to add some extra custom details, and just to kind of give you a hint, I don't know, I've never tried this before, but I think it's going to work. We're going to add some of that in there. And this is just normal petroleum jelly. And we'll make something, so here's kind of an idea. This is done with a glue called tacky glue. I just put that in there in random locations and let it dry. I hit it with black everywhere, and then once it was dry, I peeled off the glue and then painted it with the metallic blue. It's going to be hard to tell that, but that's a General Motors metallic blue by Duplicolor. And then every time the paint chipped off, I just added red. That's all I did, just to give it some contrast, right? To show that it's been used and abused. But that's the idea, or a similar approach, but I'm doing it differently. Taping off the windows, instead of using this, it might be easier to actually use clear tape, so that way you can see, and then use a scalpel or a razor knife, right? Something what do they call it? X-Acto knife, not a scalpel, but same shit really. And then trim out around the windows. That might be easier. So there's what it looks like with one piece of tape on there, and you can see the small little air bubble right there. Kind of hard to trim out, but I think that works out better because there's nothing to really feel any difference. I mean, it's very minor, or along the A-pillars you can feel it, and along the cowl you can kind of feel it, but nothing, there's no discernible difference up top. So that's going to be the easier way to do it. It can be a kind of a pain in the ass to remove the tape once the paint is on there though. So I was going to try and tape off the white stripe, but it is so off center. I don't know how discernible that is on camera, but the front stripes, I mean, if you look at the body line here and then the body line here, we got about 1/8 of an inch, and here we got about 1/4 of an inch. The roof isn't too bad, but it's actually the opposite. Now this side here is big, this side here is small, because again this is curving. And then you can see it clear as day along the tailgate or the bed of the truck, and then the stripe practically gets right into where the body pin would be. So I'm not going to try and tape off the stripe to try and relayer it and protect it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to scuff sand the whole thing with one of these green Scotch-Brite pads. I'm going to paint once I Scotch-Brite it, and then I'm going to do some painting with Vaseline, and then we'll paint with paint. So now that I've thoroughly scuff sanded everything is to the best of my ability, and I've already wiped it down, now I'm going to make some painting marks, if for lack of a better description, with Vaseline. And I'm going to use nothing more. Oh, my Q-tip is stuck underneath there. I'm just going to use a Q-tip. You can probably use your finger, an old paintbrush, whatever the case you may feel like using. Like, I don't know. When we're going to just experiment and see. I'm going to try and get this loaded up in there. I want to make sure Vaseline gets all inside the cotton. I'm just going to paint some random blotches on the blue. I want the blue. In theory, the paint is not going to stick to the Vaseline, so I want the blue to just kind of stick or stay where it is. I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. It might turn out like shit. I have no idea. I'm just going to wipe some shit on there. Probably some finer detail would be nice, but it is what it is. Let's break that one off. Let's put some here. And I think once the paint dries, you should be able to wipe this off. I'll put a little wiggly. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera because I'm not. Let's bring that one all the way across. What the hell? We'll put another one here. Put some more. Probably need more Vaseline there. I don't know. And maybe some of it will just blend in. I have no idea. It looks too straight. I don't want straight lines. Semi-straight, but I want them kind of wiggly. I don't want them to look intentional. Let's get some more on the blue up on top here. Hopefully that didn't get the white. Hopefully not. And now I got to be careful where I'm holding it. Maybe a little bit there. Put some on that side there. I have no idea. It's gonna be a complete mystery what this looks like, right? Complete mystery. I mean, we kind of got an idea when we apply it, but it's definitely not going on how I would like, which is a little bit thinner of a line, a little bit more controlled, I guess. I'll put one up there, maybe another one up here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Some random shit. One right there. another dab up there. I more want it on the front than anywhere else, but we'll see what happens. Let's put some in here. I don't know. Did I get enough on the front on this side here? I guess since I'm not worried about the white's probably safe. I'm sorry, probably out of camera view there. Let's put some right there. Let's do another one right there. Now I'm going to paint the whole thing black. And then I'll let the paint dry. And then I'll wipe off the Vaseline. Hopefully that reveals some blue spots. And then maybe even get a little bit of fade depending on where the Vaseline is thick and thin. And then, oh, I forgot to do this part up in here. I can see that right now. I didn't get anything on this side of the bed. How about that? Yeah, that's good enough. We got something on the bed. Let's see what happens. Alright, so there it is, all painted up. It did fall off my cardboard box out there. It's pretty windy, and well, it is what it is. The whole idea is to make it look different, and I'm just going to use a paper towel to get like the heavy spots that, I don't know, like here and here off. Then I'll go over it with my rag and see what happens. And we'll just start wiping some of this shit off. Let's see what happens. We will see. Let's see what happens. I don't know how it's showing up on camera, but it might be nothing. It might be something. I don't know. It's looking good to the human eye, to my eye. I'd like to have a little more detail, a little more fine lines, but that's working out okay. Oops. Removed. Sorry about that. I'm probably making a terrible noise as well. Right, let me just set it down flat. I'll just set it down flat. Just kind of wipe this crap off. Yeah, I kind of like what's underneath there. I wish it was a little more sharp. Meaning sharp pointed, crisp. And so everything is definitely rounded, as evidenced by the Q-tip. I'll do this again one more time with my lint-free cloth and microfiber cloth. And I'm having to rub pretty aggressively where I got that Vaseline on fairly thin. But it is working pretty close to how I had imagined it. Pretty close. Maybe some more practice shots. Maybe using a brush would help out. Now I'm going to put some alcohol. The reason why I don't use very pure alcohol is because I found that the higher purity rate, it leaves like a white film on there. So I don't like using that stuff. I don't know why. Maybe for electronics, to clean electronics parts. I don't know. But with that white film, I couldn't imagine that would be good either. So now I just got a little alcohol on a rag. I'm just going to go over it. You can see on the cab where it kind of fell down and hit. Oh well, it is what it is. And that just happens to be where there's a white stripe. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. Make sure I got all my fingerprints off here to the best of my ability. And any kind of grease that might be on there. And it's only out in the sun for, I don't know, maybe a half hour. And it feels pretty dry to the touch. That's not looking too bad at all. Let's peel off the window. What do I do with my razor knife? There you are. Let's peel off the window. You guys don't need to see that. That's all kind of a waste of time, right? I think I kind of got it started right here, but I got a split down the middle right here. Let's see if I can carefully lift this tape here by moving it around the other directions. Oh, I think I'm a little bit short right there. Yep. We've got some white showing that's not supposed to be showing. But, oh well. Actually, that's silver. My bad. That's silver. There is a subtle difference between white and silver. It may be hard to tell that on camera, but there is a subtle difference. I guess it doesn't look too bad so far. Alright, let me peel off the other ones and I'll get back to it. Well, there's a rough look at the body. I don't think I'm going to put a center stripe down it. The more I think about it, the more I don't like it. I kind of like it like this. And I kind of like that semi-gloss look it already has. Maybe I'll take some of that silver paint and I'll highlight some of that blue with a fine tip paintbrush. And I'll make that blue just kind of pop out, kind of give it like an extra layer of depth. And fuck, I don't know what to do about that other than leave it, because that's going to be the deal. When this guy rolls over, scratches on the concrete and whatever else against sticks, the paint is going to come off. That's an unfortunate side, but that could be also the decorative part of it. We've already started the process. I'd like to add some more detail to the front, maybe put in a grill, some headlights. I don't know. I got to see what kind of stickers that Red Cat also provided. And we'll go from there. Did I show you the back? There's not much going on the back side, unfortunately. It is what it is, but I think some little detail work will get it to pop a little bit. I'll pass over it once again without the light. Just adding little detail touches. Like I didn't do the center of that rim, but I did do the center of that rim there. So you can see the little detail. Kind of adds up. Pretty cool. It should definitely look different than the neighbor kids down the street that I got for Christmas.